Hi guys, welcome back. Today I am really excited to be doing this video for you guys. I know that I've been doing my Let's Talk series and I really love doing it, but I got a hold of some great books and I really want to come to you and do a review on this awesome book that I just read. Now I completed this book. I am on the last chapter of another book, and then I have already purchased my next book to start reading on. So in total I have about 3 book reviews coming to you guys, but what I wanted to do was kind of break up the monotony of the Let's Talk series. I know that my two or three previous videos, I got a lot of good feedback and it's well, and I really enjoy hearing and reading everyone's comments and having people reach out to me, you know, privately and telling me what they think about the videos, and I greatly appreciate that. And so I will be coming with you. I'll be coming back with another Let's Talk video, but for today's video I wanted to do a review on an awesome book. So if you guys are interested in hearing a review on the book that I just completed, just keep watching. Okay you guys, so without further ado, I'm going to show you guys the book that I not just completed, but I have completed it, or it's been about a week or so that I finished reading this book, and this is the book that I am referring to. So this book, which is really awesome, is the Destiny Books by Bishop T.D. Jakes, and I don't know if a lot of you guys know of him or not, but he is a nationally known pastor. He orchestrated and actually originated the Potter House in, I believe it's Dallas, Texas. This book is an awesome book. I purchased it, I would say right around Thanksgiving, and it took me less than a month to complete reading. Now mind you, I do work a traditional 40-hour-a-week job, and I still have a home and a husband and a child to take care of, so I don't always have time to really delve into a book and divulge a good amount of time into books. So for me, with this being the first book to read since I've been married, and I've been married now for almost 7 months, for me to have completed it in less than a month, in my opinion, was pretty good. So anyways, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to hear me ramble about how long it takes me to read a book, but what I would love to say is that this book is really awesome. I would advise though, before reading this book, if you could read his book called Instinct, which is kind of like a continuation. Well, Instinct was written first, excuse me, and then Destiny came about. So I have not read that book yet. I will get it and I will read it. That is on my list of books to read, is Instinct, and I think once I read that book I'll be able to kind of connect the two together. But this book alone is an awesome book. I am a huge believer in taking notes, jotting down thoughts, key points, highlighting, you know, sentences or phrases that kind of stick out to you. I'm really huge on that. Of course, I guess it comes from my, you know, college background, or anyone who really, you know, studies. So as you can kind of see here on the top, I do have a little bit of sticky notes, just kind of help me reference back to certain chapters or certain phrases or pages that really stuck out to me. This book, I would have to say, is even though it was written by a pastor, I would say that if you are not a very heavy spiritual person, this is not overwhelming, and I really appreciate that. For anyone who's trying to understand spirituality, someone who's, you know, kind of like, I want to read it but I don't want to be kind of thumped in the head with scriptures and stuff like that, this is an awesome book. Now he does reference characters from the Bible and stories from the Bible that help bring his point across. So he uses the Bible as a cross-reference, but the concepts, the ideas are very mainstream, very, you know, everyday living, in-depth thinking, and it really gets your gets your wheels spinning about how you process things, how you do things in life. I would say that this book is for individuals who know that they have more and that they want to give more in life, but they really just don't know how to start doing it. And it's kind of weird because Instinct, the book that was written before this, is kind of like a book that's supposed to help you tap into what you're supposed to do in life, what your calling is into life. And Destiny, this book, is kind of a book to help bring it out of you. So that's why I say if you can read Instinct first and then read Destiny after. So this book is a total of, let's see, without the acknowledgments, 244 pages. What I do like about this book is that it has an index, which I don't know if I don't pay attention to books or if other books just don't have it. But if you read this book and there was a key point or there was a concept that you remember but you can't really remember what chapter it was in, he has an index to kind of guide you to where you can find what he was referencing, what he was talking about, so you can go back and read it. I really like that for individuals who may choose to use this book as a study. I really think that that's something good. Also, it consists of, I think it's about, 18 chapters? 17 chapters. It consists of 17 chapters, and there are, phone's ringing. I'm gonna have to call my sister back later. And within the chapters, there are key concepts within the chapters, as you can see. So it's kind of like a sub-chapter within a chapter, which I really like because it kind of helps narrate, or it kind of helps section off certain concepts. It's kind of like an umbrella. The chapter is the umbrella, and then there's other concepts underneath that fall underneath that umbrella, but would kind of lose you if it was just all thrown in there. So I do like that he kind of subsectioned off the chapters so that it can help narrate the book a lot better. I would personally say, for me, that my favorite chapters was chapter 3, which is Order Your Steps Towards Destiny, and chapter 6, I believe it was chapter 6. Let's see. Oh, can I get to it? Can I get to it? Yes, chapter 3 and chapter 6. Chapter 6 is For Destiny's Sake, Do You. And then also, I really liked the chapter 14, which was more towards the end. I really like this chapter because, to me, chapter 14 kind of brought the whole book together. I know it is not the last chapter of the book, but chapter 14 really kind of brought it, in my mind, it kind of brought the whole book together, and it also mentioned, or it also referenced previous chapters. Don't be scared. Don't think he's gonna thump you over the head with scriptures and with verses and books that you won't be able to understand. That's not it at all. And then also, I would have to say that if you want to, before purchasing it, oh, that's somebody's car. I'm tripping. If you want to, before purchasing it, go through the index and see the key points or the key concepts in the book, just to see if this will be something that you'll want to invest in. By all means, do that. I know usually when I purchase a book, or before I purchase a book, I usually am like that nerd that sits in between the bookshelves, and I'll read probably like the first and the last chapter, and I'll read about the author and things of that nature just to make sure that it's worth the investment. This book does retail for $25. Yes, $25. And this is a hardback book. I do have a Barnes & Noble card, so I did get $1 or $2 off. So I think I spent about $23 and some change, including tax. So I really like this book. Again, like I said, it took me about 3 weeks to read it, which for me is pretty good, seeing that I haven't read a book in over 8 months. But if you guys have read this book and you guys want to leave any kind of comments or key points that you liked in this book that I may have not mentioned in this video, please leave that down below. I would love to hear your concepts and your ideas and what you received from the book yourself, whether or not you feel like this book is a great investment or whether or not you feel like this book is worth reading. I know I'm a big review person. I read and I look up all types of reviews before I purchase, movies, books, makeup products, all of that, because I just want to make sure that the money that I'm about to spend is worth what they're retailing it for. And I will say that this book is definitely worth it. It really is, in my opinion. I love it. And then also, if you see the back, there's a lot of praise recognition from Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry, Cornel West, Ron Kirk, and Tony Robbins. They wrote some type of they wrote some praise recognitions to T.D. Jakes about his awesome narrative of this book. Now, one of the things I will say, I have noticed numerous of ministers reference from him is the concept of friends, whether they're comrades, whether they are companion. Hold on, let me stop. And this is so sad because my pastor just preached about this on Sunday, which was yesterday for me. And I have also watched a podcast of another well-known minister or well-known pastor called, his name is Ron Carpenter, and he's the senior pastor here at Redemption World Outreach. And he referenced this in one of his series. I think the series that he mentioned it in was How to Be a Man, Knowing When to Be a Man, something about being a man. And he referenced the concept that I'm trying to find. And it's just awesome how he came up with this concept, how to categorize your friends. And you know what? Once I tell you the key concepts, I may do a separate video just on that concept alone. But it may be a little hard for me to do it without taking every single thing from the book. So I don't know. I cannot find the concept. I can't find it. Let me see if I can remember it. Okay, so you have your comrades. Okay. I remember. You have your constituents, your comrades, and your confidants. So T.D. Jakes came up with those 3 categories for friends. You'll have constituents, comrades, and confidants. And he breaks down how to categorize these individuals by characteristics that the individuals have. If you have a friend and you just analyze them, is that how you say it? Yeah, if you analyze your friendship or your friend and you see and you start to notice characteristics about them, if you utilize what TD Jakes kind of created, you'll be able to put friends in certain categories. And with you putting them in certain categories, you'll know how to treat them and you'll know what to expect or what not to expect from that friendship, or even if that friendship will even last at all. So that was something that I noticed. Like I said, Ron Carpenter, who is a very well-known pastor at Redemption World Outreach, and then also my pastor referenced it just yesterday during morning worship service. So this concept is very well known, and it is so awesome and it's so easy to understand. So that was just something I guess I really liked about the book. But if you guys really like this book, give it a thumbs up. I do hope that this review helped anyone who was thinking, considering, pondering, on the fence of purchasing this book and keeping it and archiving it. I know this is something that I will definitely be referring back to for years to come. Years and years and years to come. That's how awesome this book is. Yeah, it's just an awesome book. I just love it. I just love it. He ministers so well. So that is all that I have to say about this book. If there are any concepts or ideas that you have read from this book, please leave them down below. Share this video if you're trying to spread the word about this book, or if you have people who are on the fence of purchasing this book and you think this review will help them make a decision, share this video with them. And also, I will be doing another book review. I will not reveal the book just yet because I want it to kind of be a surprise, and then I don't know, I just don't want to reveal it just yet. But if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down below as well. And okay, so I think that is about it. My next video, I have not decided on whether or not it will be a Let's Talk video or whether or not it will be a book review. Maybe it will be a Let's Talk referencing the book that I just reviewed. I'm not quite sure yet, but I do know that I will be coming back or bringing another video to you guys, hopefully later on this week, as long as my week does not get chaotic. Yeah, and until next time, you guys, bye.